Good morning, and thanks so much for tuning in. You're watching BQ Prime. Now, it's an important day for financial markets with the Reserve Bank of India's Monetary Policy Committee voting unanimously to keep the policy rate unchanged at 6.5%, the repo rate, of course. But there were also several statements that were made regarding the trajectory of inflation and indeed growth for the Indian economy, and also statements about the health of the banking system. To talk about some of these aspects, I'm joined by Dinesh Khara, the chairman of State Bank of India. Mr. Khara, thanks so much for taking the time and for speaking to BQ Prime. Give me your initial thoughts about what you heard from the Reserve Bank of India governor, and then we'll get into a couple more specifics.
Well, I think it was almost, we were all expecting that there is likely to be a pause, and this is something which has been indicated in the policy deliberations today. Because the CPI inflation forecast has also remained unchanged at 5.4. But of course, as Governor was indicating, they're very closely watching the inflation trajectory. I would say that the trend line is certainly always well going forward. And yes, of course, the other point which Governor emphasized was relating to the liquidity in the system. And he indicated that there is skewed liquidity. And to address that, he has made a statement that OMOs will be used. OMO more so by selling the GSEC, they will be calibrating the liquidity. This is what has been indicated. So I think that is going to be we'll wait and watch how things really plan out.
Mr. Khara, there was one statement that was made very clearly by the Reserve Bank of India, which related to the asset quality and the credit growth in the system. And he said while there was broad-based increase in credit growth, there was a point of concern in terms of the very fast growth of unsecured lending in the space. And he said that this bears watching. What did you make of that, and what are the trends that you're seeing in the personal lending space?
So actually, this is across the system, and more so it is essentially a lot of unsecured lending which happens in the NBFC space. And these NBFCs is loans from the banking system. So that probably he has in mind. And now, since NBFCs are under the regulatory oversight of the Reserve Bank of India, to that extent, it gives confidence to the banking system too. Those who are lending to NBFCs. So I think the details will be known soon, and there could be some kind of a tightening in terms of how much of exposures can be taken and what should be the mitigants available. He has talked about the top layer and the middle layer NBFCs, and what are mitigants which are available for the top layer. The same would be made available for the medium layer also. So I think once the details are available, we'll be in a position to know better. But yes, essentially, I would say that the unsecured credit, the way forward is adequate mitigant should be in place, and effective collection mechanism should be in place to ensure that the unsecured credit does not become a problem for the system.
Okay. One quick point on the advances and how you're seeing them. Seemingly, this segment is the one that is growing fastest. But what can you tell us about the other lending activities that are taking place currently in the system?
Yeah, I would say that yes, we do see some demand from the private corporates also, and it may not be. I would say that it could be in some pockets. Yes, infrastructure-related sectors. We have seen some kind of a demand coming from them. So it may not be broad-based, but yes, of course, we do see a lot of demand coming. And as far as the retail opportunities are there are decent retail opportunities, which essentially works as a very important growth lever for the white good industries and the construction sector, etc., etc. And apart from that, the renewables and EVs and all such sectors are seeing good demand.
My last point, and this is a note of congratulations from all of us here at BQ Prime for your extension, which was just recently announced. Congratulations from all of us. I think a lot of people wonder when it comes to SBI chair people about the legacy that they leave behind as you head into the next year. What, according to you, is your key thrust area, sir?
Well, we had started working in terms of leveraging analytics, and we will be further strengthening our practices, wherein we will be leveraging analytics on our huge database. We'll be using it for our risk management practices, outsourcing the awareness, and also for improving the efficiency parameters. So that is the key focus area, and we'll try to see that how best we can enhance our next best offers for the customers.
Fantastic. Mr. Khara, always a pleasure speaking with you, and look forward to meeting you in person and speaking to you in person very shortly.
Sure. Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, there you have it. Ladies and gentlemen, the chairperson of the State Bank of India. And clearly, there are several aspects to watch out for from the Monetary Policy Committee outcome today and the statements that were made by the Reserve Bank of India about the health of the banking system and indeed NBFCs. We're going to hear very shortly from the Reserve Bank of India in a press conference at 12 o'clock. So do stay tuned for that. In the meanwhile, there's lots more coming up on BQ Prime.